Fasting is an act of faith, of devotion, and it gives us energy for our sadhana. It's also an exercise in self-restraint and complete surrender. But if you are fasting, then you have to take care of your health as well. So, Lovneet, what is the best way to start a fast and, more importantly, open or break your fast?
So when you're starting a fast, it is so important to first hydrate. Start your day with at least 2 glasses of water. And I would suggest start with soaked nuts, peeled soaked nuts. Starting with fat first also helps you control your hunger hormones, and they're also very energizing yet calming. I see many people rely on too much tea, coffee through the day.
Yes.
Definitely avoid that. I don't think it's good for fasting and also for your nutrition because it's a constant stimulant.
Yes.
It's creating hyperactivity in your system. Instead, start with a katori of fresh dahi and have a seasonal fresh fruit like dahi with apple, dahi with anar, and it keeps you satisfied, it keeps you energized for the next 3-4 hours.
Sugar cravings?
Sugar cravings, yes, of course, many people do have sugar cravings, and that's why it's so important to also have some protein and fats in the morning because that reduces your sugar craving. And when you're breaking your fast, I see people that sometimes they just want to rely on junk food, but that's not good. That's actually putting your system into a shock.
Yeah.
Hydrate again. So hydrating with something rich in electrolytes like coconut water is important, especially in monsoon.
Okay.
And then have a wholesome meal to boost your metabolism or to make sure that your metabolism is not getting slowed down. You need at least 40 grams of protein in that day. So when you break your fast, you have a katori of paneer with 1 amaranth roti and an alkaline water-rich vegetable, be it ghee, tori, tinda, and you will feel very, very calm.
So when we break our fast, we have nariyal pani.
Yes.
We start with that, and then a meal with alkaline vegetables, right?
Yes.
But say you're keeping an Ekadashi fast, for instance, where typically you should avoid taking grains. It is a day that very important bile juices are released in our system. It's a great reset for our digestion. So avoiding grains is key. Now, how do you break your fast then?
You could break it with yogurt and a vegetable.
Okay.
Because it's a probiotic, again a good probiotic rich in protein and vegetables. So it is important to do this maybe once or twice in a month. It actually helps you reset your system.
That's why our ancients swear by it and they prescribed it for us.
Next day you will be full of energy.
Yes.
So just take it easy, and I feel there is also a spiritual reason many people fast, and you put your energy not in digestion but actually in meditation.
Absolutely. But say Navratri. Now that's a fast that is kept for continuously for 9 days.
Right.
Now, what is the best way to sort of keep your health in check, your weight in check? Because that's a big concern as well.
Yeah.
So how does one pace it out for a continuous?
When it's a 9-day long fast, I think it's very important to know your routine and your schedule. And the best way to determine that is your appetite. What time of the day are you most hungry? And that could vary for different people, right? Some people are hungry at 5-6 o'clock. Some people are hungry in the morning at 11 a.m. So have that one meal a day at that time and keep the same principle intact, that you're having a paneer or dahi with a water-rich vegetable and 1 pseudo cereal, amaranth, rajgiri or samak. That's a very popular grain at that time. Pseudo cereal at that time.
But they are very fattening. Like a lot of these.
A lot of combinations could be fattening, and continuously having those could actually slow down your system, which you don't want. So fried snacks. Even snacks that are rich in salt, although it's senda namak, but continuously having that salt is also not good for your system. So keep it to one meal, and through the day rely on fruits and vegetables and chaach and dahi, easy to digest foods, because the reason to fast for health is also to give your digestive system rest.
Absolutely.
So if you're continuously eating or thinking about eating, it's serving the purpose.
It's counterproductive.
Yeah.
And now, especially when it comes to Navratri, it's not really a fast, it's a feast.
Right.
It's all about feasting, and everyone's just consumed with what they're going to eat, which is the exact opposite.
Exactly.
what one needs to be doing.
So you need to give your digestive system rest when you are thinking of fasting. Pick your meal, what time of the day you're most hungry, focus on the right combination, and through the day, hydrate, avoid stimulants, make sure you're having the combination of fruit with nuts or fruit with yogurt so that your hunger hormones are satisfied and you're not constantly craving food.
So if we have to do, say, a partial fast, some people, due health reasons, are unable to do a 24-hour fast, which is typically the way to do it. But say in a partial fast, you break it in the evening after sunset. Then we break it with the alkaline vegetables, as you suggested, and an amaranth roti. But what about somebody who's doing a full 24-hour fast? What are some things that can help them get through that 24-hour window?
When you're doing 24-hour long fast and you don't want to eat anything, I think again the reliance on fluids and the right kind of fluids is very important. There's a whole different metabolic pathway that your body switches to when you're doing that kind of fast. And I feel that's where how you feel mentally is very important. You have to make sure that you're not constantly obsessing about food. That does not help. And reliance on drinks that are not very high in sugar, because I feel many people who don't eat during their fast, they end up having a lot of milkshakes or tea with sugar, and that is again against your health. Rely on nariyal pani, rely on chach, rely on fluids that are like nimbu pani instead of having fruit juices, instead of having coffee, cold coffee.
So is it avoiding the sugar completely that helps, or taking some
Definitely.
sugar?
I don't think having sugar helps, because you're just sort of giving sugar gives you that energy rush, right? So you are taking out certain grains or you're taking out foods, but then you're having something that spikes your glucose and then drops your glucose, and you're continuously in that cycle, getting headaches and feeling
which is what people
frustrated.
complain of.
Yes.
For someone who is quite susceptible to getting headaches, which is a common problem, right? Or bloating, or just feeling very gassy, then what are some of the things to avoid, and some things that you should definitely make sure you have?
I think in those cases, the first meal is very important then, if you're getting headaches, especially on your fast day. So hydration is the best way you can avoid headaches, and starting with fat first. I see many people, they would, if they're fasting, they would wake up late and then till 1-2 o'clock, they don't want to eat anything, just have tea. That makes it worse. So hydration followed by healthy fats will take care of the bloating.
So
and
right? And then
through the day you rely on only fruits and chach or yogurt. Not have chips and too much makhana, too much aloo, too much paneer. I think the focus has to be on the reasons of fasting instead of continuously planning your fasting meals.
A lot of people, always ask me that why does the God we love want us to give up on the things that we love, and why do we have to fast? But that's not really how it is. It's about abstaining. And the first exercise, I think, in self-control and mental strength is to be able to fast, right? So we have two different ways we look at it. Fasting from just food, or fasting from all our 5 senses, which is that we go a little, like when we meditate, we close our eyes and we sit in silence, but we also speak less. So, fasting should also encompass all of these things, because it's a complete detox for your digestion, for your mind, for your soul. That's what a fast really does. It enriches you spiritually.
And when you give your system that break, it resets. And that's what is so powerful.
Comes back even stronger.
That should be the whole reason to fast, for mind and for body detox.
And every time I put out any post or any reel saying that it's a great day to fast, the only thing that everyone asks me is, what can I eat? So now we've got a system in place. If you're keeping a partial fast, then you start with nuts.
And hydration.
And then one meal. right?
Yes.
And 24 hours, you've got to just keep your hydration in check.
Yes. With
What do we do-
electrolytes.
What do we do for the protein, and what do we do for the
I don't think
cravings
protein,
and-
like I said, we switch to a different metabolic pathway. So there it's not about the
What does that
macros.
mean? A different metabolic
So your
pathway.
body uses glycogen, fat, protein, different macros, right,
Okay.
for utilizing energy. And when you're doing a 24-hour fast where you're not eating anything, it's really about, giving your body that rest. And the mental well-being of to be able to do that kind of a discipline is most important.
Yes, I don't think it's the food, it's just the mind that plays with us.
More than nutrition. And I think when you're doing such fast, you should definitely start with a partial fast and train your body into it. And what you eat a day before this kind of a fast is also very important. So maybe you do a glycogen loading with a good quality protein a night prior, or 12 hours prior to when you're trying to fast. So dal chawal with some paneer, or just a regular home cooked meal, instead of thinking that, oh, let me eat a burger because I have a fast tomorrow.
Which is what a lot of people do.
Yeah, so avoid doing
Also
that, because
guilty of
you're
doing
just
that.
you're loading up your system with so many toxins, and you're going to be sluggish the next day. But what you really want is to feel light yet relaxed. And the same principle goes for the day after fast, because many people will be like, oh, I just had my fast yesterday, so today I'm going to just treat myself to an ice cream. But no, you need to again get back to first electrolytes, start with a prebiotic, probiotic, have lots of fiber, good quality lean protein. So the day after fast, you can have sprouts for breakfast. You could do a simple dal chawal or dahi chawal for lunch, and then dinner, if you are a vegetarian, then you stick to dal sabzi roti or paneer sabzi roti. Simple meals before and after fasting will help you in that 24-hour period.
No, absolutely. I think that taking care of what you're going to eat in the run-up to the fast is
important.
Just as important as well. Yeah.
So fasting is a great way to detox your mind and body. And if you do it right, you can get both.
Absolutely. So I hope that we've answered all of your questions about how to keep a fast. Do send us your comments and any more questions that you have. We'll both be happy to answer them for you. Happy fasting.